What's going on, my people? My name is Deveron Dennis. This is the crew. We talk all things black culture. So, we get to know the crew real quick.
Briar.
I'm Alfred.
I'm Shae.
And this is Crew Talks. So, people, let's just dive right on into this. Oscars went down on Sunday night. And Chris Rock had a great opening monologue. For me, it was great. At the stand-up comedy, it was great for me. How y'all feel about it?
I think he did a really good job. You know, a lot of people was telling him he should boycott it, you know, to take a stand, but I think he did a really good job.
Well, he made the best out of the situation. And it's like he made a really good point saying like if he wasn't there, it was still gonna happen. So might as well.
Exactly, man. Get your money. That's what I'm talking about. Get your money.
I like the way he confronted the elephant. You know, like it wasn't just like skip over it because he's Chris Rock and he's a comedian. It was okay for him to kind of be like, okay, let's talk about lynching and black people. You know,
and there was some people that got mad at that though, like the whole lynching joke and all that. Like for me, it wasn't a joke. Like it was just stating out, like that did happen back then. So let's talk about it. Like they did care more about people being lynched and things of that nature than who won best whatever at the Oscars. There was just more important things going on. Now speaking of the Oscars, we all saw what happened to Stacey Dash. It was an awkward moment. Everybody on Twitter knew what was happening. I called it an inside joke for Twitter. So, how did y'all feel about seeing all Stacey Dash up on stage?
You know, I don't think anything Stacey Dash does is funny. So I was just looking at it like, when she's gonna leave.
Yeah.
When I saw it, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I mean, to a certain extent, I get it, but I don't get it. I don't want people to know I get it because it's not okay to like. It's not okay to talk about, to make a mockery of anything that's negative towards your own race.
Okay. The joke itself was good. Like because the joke was she was gonna be in charge of diversity for black people and stuff like that. And it's a known fact that she doesn't really ride with us like that. That's why it was a good joke, especially for everybody on Twitter.
Okay, I don't feel like it's that she don't really ride with black people, but she rides with people in general, and that's the point she's trying to make with like all people. And like it's like I feel like when people, black, white, Mexican, whatever you are, like once you start to like do stuff for your own race, you separate yourself from the equal. You feel what I'm saying? So when people do stuff like, I mean, it's nothing wrong with the whole Black Lives Matter movement.
Because I just want to say you want the Black Lives Matter people first.
No, it's nothing wrong with the whole Black Lives Matter movement. But once you like want opportunity, and once you want to be treated like everybody else, you can't stand up and separate yourself from the whole.
So this is we here to a certain extent. So this is the whole problem with that thing. The only reason why we have to stick up for ourselves is because nobody else is doing it but us. Yeah. So we have to come together and be like, okay, we got our back if y'all don't. So trust me, like if I see a white, Latino, whatever struggling, I will help. However, I also know that there are some people that in those same shoes that wouldn't help us. So that's why we got to come together and make sure that we're helping each other out. That's why I don't ride with Stacey Dash because she's the epitome of what a coon is. To me.
The thing with Stacey is she's like, we don't need BT, the NAACP, or Black History Month. But wasn't you like a couple years ago starring in a BET show?
I know.
I mean, it's not wrong with
you
it.
wasn't saying that we don't need BET back then.
She should have been saying
because she wasn't on any other show but that.
And then this is the thing, we're not the only ones with our own stuff. Like there's Telemundo, that's for Spanish bro. You have
El Rey, that's a
you got WeTV, that's strictly for women. Like why does when it comes to us we shouldn't have our own? Like everybody got their own stuff. Like
it's the way people go about it too. Like saying it's like when like black people say, okay, we stand up for BET, Black Entertainment. There's nothing wrong with like Black Entertainment. I support all of it. But at the same time, it's just like when you're doing it, you gotta have positivity with that. You gotta say, Black Entertainment, but everybody's open to it.
We do.
No,
one last year.
We're not excluding them. So
I know, but I'm saying like the supporters too, the people who watch me, the regular people too. Like that's the people who really had the whole voice in the media, and that's what shifts the media back and forth.
Well, there are also some people who don't want to watch it or support it because of what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, open it up to people, but a lot of people don't want to support it. So.
And again, the only reason why these things are here is because we were excluded from the Oscars, the Grammys, and all that stuff. Yo, we gotta have something for ourselves then. That's why NAACP awards.
The Image Awards.
Yeah, those awards. And the BET awards and things like that. We need those awards because yo, we out here shining too, and y'all don't want to shine the light on us, so we gonna shine on ourselves. Like it's cool for us to get their awards, but at the same time, sometimes they don't want to act like we doing anything worth doing. So why not celebrate ourselves?
Yeah. And the other years too.
Well, I know Whoopi Goldberg made a good point. She was like, the problem is that we don't see enough black actors to nominate. Like in movies, you gotta talk to these producers that don't want to put black people in the movies.
It's definitely bigger than the Oscars. It's the industry.
Mm-hmm. And plus, like I was watching this interview with Angela Bassett and how they do the entire process, like who they're gonna nominate. They sit down and they like just get a whole bunch of movies. They just sit down, they gonna watch them. Like they just pick movies that they think that they would enjoy. So like if it's a bunch of old white people in there, they're not gonna understand straight out of the country. So why would they say this movie deserves to be up for Best Picture? Like if they don't understand, they coming from like the 60s and the 70s and stuff like that. So they not understanding like why this is a good movie. Like if you can't relate to the culture, how are you going to be able to say, okay, yeah, that was a dope picture because I understand everything that's going on in the picture. Like you feel what I'm saying?
And they do have black members though.
Yeah.
But
they do,
the producers and casting the black people, the pool to pick from is kind of like
it's
inbound.
mostly white and older.
All right, cool. Well, while we talking about this type of stuff, let's dive into Donald Trump. So earlier this week, Donald Trump had a Black Lives Matter protester kicked out of one of his rallies. So, Donald, how y'all feeling about Donald? I don't like this
He's a clown.
Yeah, it's scary.
Listen, people, I don't look. There's a camera. Listen, vote. I don't care who you vote for. As long as it ain't Donald Trump, vote. Just vote a Trump. Like my man Charlamagne say, vote a Trump. We can't have Trump as president. But and this is my thing. Everybody talk about. Everybody get to the person they kicked out and why that was wrong. But everybody talking about they support Trump because he speaks his mind and stuff like that. We all speaking our mind right now.
Yeah.
Now one of us qualified to be
He just
president.
gets more money for doing it. You know what I mean?
I feel like this is his main focus too. He's trying to figure out a way not to protect the people of America or have the best interest for the people of America, but he's trying to like open up his pocketbooks, make his account a little bit bigger.
And he gonna make his money. Now the whole thing. This is what I don't understand. How can you kick somebody out at a rally for you? Like even if they were saying they ain't going against you, but still how you gonna kick them out? Like that's one of our rights as people. Like you can't kick us out. We got the right to protest. So
but weren't they kind of aggressive though?
The talking about the people that kicked her out?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Well, no, the people that were protesting.
Not in this.
No, she was chanting the same thing. She just kept chanting Black Lives Matter.
Okay, I thought somebody was like in their face, like saying, being aggressive.
They probably just wanted.
That was the point when his people were being aggressive towards another protester, not the one that we're talking about now. But like, yeah, I don't know if y'all seen the video of this girl, like they just pushing her around all throughout the rally, using the N-word, calling her this and calling her that. And I'm just like, these are the same people that are just like they want Trump to win. Like I'm just saying, like if y'all for Trump, I wonder what they mean Trump like too. Then
Trump is not for like the human race, like. I think he takes people's lives and it's just like a gamble, like he all care about is politics.
He gonna build a wall to keep all Mexicans, but y'all worry about tax money. Where you think the money gonna come from? He gonna build a wall. I'm just saying. He gonna build a wall. He gonna banish all Muslims. I said this earlier. If you want beef with Muslims, there are over 4 billion of these Muslims. I'm sorry, I almost cursed. There are over 4 billion of these people. What do you mean? You don't want beef with these people? Leave these people alone. Tell my brothers, all my Muslim brothers. Assalamu alaikum. Love y'all. Now, okay, look, we're gonna take a real quick break and we'll be back in just a second. And okay, you're back with the crew. So, people, I don't know if y'all heard, I'm quite sure y'all have though, but next month, April, gonna be Confederate Heritage Month. So that's what Mississippi's doing. Our home, well, my home state. I think we all in Mississippi, right? Okay, I thought so. So we all black. How y'all feel about Confederate Heritage Month? Try to make sure I call it Confederate History Month. How y'all feel?
I think that it's a hot mess, and no one is going to celebrate that.
Oh, so they're going to celebrate.
How do you celebrate for that?
They're going. I don't know how they're going to celebrate. Cause I actually got a joke about it. I can't tell it here because it's kind of getting
vulgar.
Yeah.
Are we going to celebrate the men that fought to enslave human beings?
Yeah. You know what's crazy?
Their
president is from my hometown. Now I think about it. Jefferson Davis is from my hometown. He's from good old Wood. The only thing that I can know for sure. He's from Wood. But let's see, we're gonna join Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and Texas.
I'll just say this. Like I feel two ways about it that kind of intertwine. Like I understand that it's a part of American history, and history is just history. So you have to remember it as a part of American history. But the thing is that don't leave out the fact that it was bad for certain parties.
That's what I was just about to say.
You know what I'm saying? Celebrate all of it and also acknowledge who it hurt. Like Columbus Day, that's some bull crap. Like what was beautiful about thousands of Native Americans in town.
This is where we differ just a little bit. Now, if we was here until you said celebrate, because there's nothing to celebrate
Right, I don't know
about
why I said so.
Okay, like, but
just
to
remember
acknowledge,
reflecting.
Okay, yes, tell us about what happened during the Confederate time. We can sit there and talk about it. Okay, cool. But what if we celebrating? Acknowledge that that was a very, very messed up time. That's another thing I don't understand about this entire Heritage Month. It was that was only around for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell are you celebrating? 4 years? Like, what did you do in 4 years that was so worth celebrating? Please, y'all lost the war. So what the hell are you celebrating?
It's
I don't
just
get
worth
it.
reflecting on, I guess you'll say.
Just bring it up in the history book and be like, yo, there was one time that we tried to succeed, we lost, but stuff happens.
For good reason too.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, which they got some people. It's meaningful to them because a lot of people lost their families in that war. So I mean,
they lost their families because they were trying to keep people enslaved.
I mean,
I was just about to say that. I was about to say it a little bit worse, but the way you did it, I'm so you put that so in. I love you for that. Because I was about to say something real bad. I was like, man, your family, man. What about my family?
you can't do that though. Like
You can't do
what?
that.
They family owned mine. What are you
Life loss
saying?
is a bad thing.
Nah,
But it's not.
I don't
I
feel
still
that
don't
way.
think it's worth celebrating.
I don't.
think
Trying
we
to
can
put
reflect
the
on it.
Confederates off as brave.
That's what I'm saying. No.
brave to,
You
like,
are fighting
people
to keep
enslaved.
our people to be slaves.
you gotta look at it like this.
Oh,
People who like in support of Confederate heritage month, all of them might not be in support of Black History Month, and vice versa. So they gotta feel the same way
But why?
that those people feel.
There's
So-
a difference
Well,
between
we
Black
weren't-
history.
we weren't
We are
oppressing nobody.
celebrating the things that we have done over time. They are celebrating
As a race.
owning. Yes, as a race, they're celebrating owning us and treating us like dog crap for how long this lady has?
Over hundreds of years.
I just wanted to be sure that it was, I just know it was only 4 years, so I just wanted to make sure that I threw that out there. They're not. This is not nothing to celebrate. I don't understand. I don't care what happened to your people. I personally don't have no sympathy for your people. If you got in that war trying to keep my people slaves, I don't care.
But
To
you
hell
know
with your
what?
people. I do not care about them
Some
whatsoever.
people are very like patriotic and they like that sort of like war-ish type history, so they want to keep it and celebrate. I get that because a lot of people like
They can talk about
guns
see,
and history
They
and
can talk about
military
it.
stuff.
I don't care about the thing that gets me is the word celebrate. There's nothing to celebrate about this. We can talk about yes, y'all did secede from all the what was it, the American states, yada. Y'all wanted to fight to keep us to be slaves and all this other bull crap. However, there's nothing to celebrate. Only thing you can do is be like, yo, that happened. It was a messed up time. It was a very, very messed up time. And that's just something that we got to talk about in all the history books to make sure that we all know that this is something that actually happened in our country.
It was so political too, and that's scary. Like you don't never know what's really going on.
This is what I'm saying. Like the people that's doing this, like you got to watch the people that's next to you. Now, like okay, we celebrate American, what is it, Confederate Heritage Month? We celebrating that. I don't want to have nothing to do with these people no more. You gotta look at everybody with the side like what? You celebrating this? Like you can acknowledge it like yo, this is that month, yada. And if you want to talk about it, if you want to say it's the Heritage Month, let's talk about everything that happened.
That's what they're not doing.
They just want to talk about.
But this is my message to people who are against it too. At the same time, it's like okay, obviously he's in support of Confederate Heritage Month or whatever like that. But like he's been put in a position to where he can actually make that a point. You know what I'm saying? So all the people who are against it, don't sit around and talking about how you so much against it. Take action. Actually try to get to the position he's in and then voice your claim. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because sitting around and talking about it not gonna do nothing but make you angry. But if I get in the position he's in and I change it for myself, then there you have it.
You mean be the governor?
I mean, yeah.
See,
Okay.
Some people can strive for that.
Yeah, and they do, but nobody votes for them.
Hey, well.
this is the thing, like it's real hard. Like I get what you're saying. Like, well, I do understand what you're saying. The only thing I'm saying is, like, as the governor, you're supposed to know what that even means to us.
Cover, yeah.
It's like
all cultures.
Like, exactly, and this is my thing.
This 2016 though. People think what they say. I mean, you gotta think. People are human. Like, they human though. So
but
it's
you're
just
a
like
political figure.
That's what I'm saying. You're a representation of all of us.
True, no, but at the end of the day, still human. So people gonna think they gonna think and act on the way they feel, regardless of how anybody else feels.
This is how I know this is strictly.
That's just like George Bush. It's just like George Bush.
I get you, but I'm about to make this point because we got to move on. But this is how I know this is strictly a race thing. Nobody's trying to celebrate Nazi history. Nobody, not Nazis and stuff. Nobody's trying to celebrate that. No whatsoever. They also don't tell the Holocaust survivors, yo, get over it. That was so long ago. Slavery was just 200 years ago, dog. Like, they still tell us to get over it, but at the same time, they don't talk to Nazis like that. That's the same way that the Holocaust survivors look at the Nazi flag. That's how we look at the Confederate flag. So why are you talking about we're gonna celebrate the hatches of it? I don't. Man, get out of here with that. There's nothing that you can say that can make me go, you know what? You got a valid point. I'm about to start celebrating Confederate hatches. It doesn't make sense. We can talk about it like, yo, that did happen. We can end it like that. That did happen, and it was messed up. And that's all there is to it, right? Like, we all agree on that, right?
It should make us do research too as a black culture, because think about how scary and in your face that situation was. We knew that it was like fighting for racism, fighting to abolish it. And now it's so lines are blurred. You don't know what our politicians are doing. They're probably trying to like keep us oppressed. You never know. You just should do your research and then know what your candidates want and stuff like that. I think it's a learning lesson.
That's what we should vote.
Yes, please, vote. Not Trump. Anybody but Trump. I don't care who you, as long as it ain't Trump, we good. Alright, let's move on to something a little bit lighter than that. So, Amber Rose is on Tyrese's and Deveron's new show, what is it? It's Not You, It's Me. She was on their show and they talk slut shaming. Mm-hmm. And it was of the fella's perspective that, yo, women is a certain way that women dress that you can call them sluts and things of that nature, like, because of the way that they're dressed. So, how y'all feeling about that? Amber wasn't here for it, I'm gonna tell y'all that. She was not here to let it out. She shut that down. But how y'all feel about that? The way women dress and things like that. Would that make you ask for anything, or men should try to treat you a certain kind of way because of the way you dress? How does that make y'all feel? Anybody?
I feel that, what did Amber say? That
Let me make sure I got it right. She was basically saying no matter what the situation, once a woman says no.
She has a campaign against that though.
yeah,
so
she does.
Yeah, because there was a point where because Tyrese made, I love you, Jody. I'm always gonna love you. It's Jody. That was stupid. That was a very stupid comparison. He was like, yo, like if you see a ball player out in the street, he just his ball, then you gonna go, yo, bro, let's play ball. So if you see a girl badly wearing some clothes, that's what make you think, yo, that's what she up to then. That was a stupid comparison. What she was saying was, no, that's not, you know better than that. So,
you know, it's all about respect, and that's what every human being should get, no matter what they wear or whatever. I mean, it might not be to what your liking is, but it really doesn't matter to you. It matters to them.
And it's about your character. Like, how do you feel about all women, no matter how they dress? Like, it should be about how your morals. Like, as a man, if you see a woman dressed provocatively, for you to call her like the B word or something because of how she looks, that's just poor. That's your poor character, you know.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not gonna front. I used to be one of them dudes that'd be like, yo, shit, not no damn clothes. Yo, it was just like you just talking
about perception.
Like it just because like she said, society has raised us to be that way.
She might not be.
That's my point. I don't know what
she
she
can
is.
be fully dressed, nothing covering
And
up.
And still be very promiscuous like a mother. Like it doesn't matter what she's wearing. So that's like I don't get it because this whole slut shaming thing is kind of sad to me. Like there are people who are victims of rape and they'll be like, well, she wasn't wearing no clothes, so she was asking for. No.
You should have self-control.
Then again, too, though, it's like generation changes too, because like probably back then, like I know a lot of people, like a lot of older people, probably like the mothers and fathers that tell you like, oh, when I did this, my mama would whoop me, or my father.
That's because the time would be different.
That's what I'm saying, but they was more so in their ear. Like nowadays, it's like not like a lot of parents. Not saying they're not good parents, but they're not communicating with their children like people did back then, or they're not being more they're not taking the disciplinary actions necessary to actually show their daughters and sons like this is how you're supposed to be. And half of the time is because they're out there with them.
Yeah, true. But see, well, I get what you. This ain't much a disagreement. I just want to add more to it. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that no matter what a woman wears, you shouldn't judge her off of what she's wearing. You should judge her off of how she is as a person.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of, go ahead.
Another thing though, like I heard Kanye say, and it's like crazy that she used to date him. He said, when Adam, he was like when Adam ate the fruit, then that's when clothes was illegal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's like it was illegal. He was like it was illegal to be naked. He was like, yeah, when Adam ate the fruit, then it was illegal to be naked. Like, and that's kind of how it is. Mm-hmm. Like now that you know what I'm saying. And like in the Bible, it says, you know what I'm saying. Well, they started off everybody was naked or whatever like that, but now it's just like you shaming people for not having on clothes.
Speaking of shaming people for that. Russell Westbrook's wife, Nina Marie Westbrook, she posted this meme on Instagram. The meme reads, "What happened to the good old days when leaving the house with little to no clothes on was a tad bit shameful?" And she got bashed for slut shaming women. So, let me see how I want to put this, because I don't want to make sure I don't offend no women like that. I don't care what you wear, but what you wear will determine whether or not if I want to step to you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Because that's you as a person.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like, I don't care. I'm not judging you for it. However, it's just me going, okay, she ain't got no damn clothes. Not for me. I don't really want to holler at her.
Well, I don't think most women, no offense, I don't think most
That's
women are like looking for other people to accept them. They just want to dress how they want to dress.
So
it really does. That's really on them.
Yeah.
But they dress because they want to look this way. They like the way they look. So it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks because they feeling themselves. They like what they see.
Which is true. I have no argument with it. What I was saying was, like, I'm not trying to say that women, you should dress to get a man. All I'm saying is the way you dress can sometimes determine how people will approach you. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
I'm going to say this too, though. Like, just how, like, when men look at women who don't have on clothes and say, oh, like, she must be a whore or something. Like, but like girls look at guys like that too. Oh, his clothes raggedy. He a bum. He broke.
True.
Money.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But he can have a nice suit on and be like the worst dude you can be in your life. You know what I'm saying? But he got cool
That's
points.
We're not calling y'all out y'all name. We're not calling you sluts and hoes and B words and stuff.
But I'm not even. That's my whole point. I'm not
even. Y'all yet, so.
That's what I was saying. Like, I'm not calling you.
Yeah, that got a word. You should come up with a word.
But no, I was gonna say, like, this is how I feel. I wouldn't go out the house without like a lot. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't dress. You know. It depends on where I'm going. If I'm going to the club and have on less clothes than I would going to church, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, no matter what you have on, you should be respected as a person. Exactly. Even though I don't agree with just going out the house showing your butts. I don't agree with it either, but
there's nothing wrong with it.
But if you do want to go out the house like that, you shouldn't be raped or called a slut. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like the way she said, you should be
equal.
Like, you know what? You shouldn't rape her.
I mean, that's just how.
We here on that. All right. So, we got one more topic. We got to talk about the infamous Robert Kelly, also known as R. Kelly. So, GQ wrote an article about Mr. Kelly. It just talked about a multitude of things. It was just going into his psyche. I'm just going to start off. That boy got mad. I don't know what's wrong with poor Robert, but he got problems.
Can I just start it off?
Please do.
They really just threw me off when I first read it because I wasn't expecting it. So, he can't read. And it's funny, but it's not funny because he's a grown man. He's like in his late 40s. And he's been popular since he was in his 20s.
With money.
With money.
To get it to.
And it's just crazy to me, like,
all this
money, all this success, and you couldn't hire a tutor to teach you how to read. And it's really, it's sad because that's like the most important thing in life.
It depends on who you are. Because Floyd Mayweather can't read. Floyd Mayweather can't read. He can't read, but they both very successful. Exactly. So it just depends.
Like, he's very
who need to read and who got
exactly. Like,
I mean, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on in that article, but that's the one that just really hit me, and the other one about him being molested when he was younger.
Yeah, he said,
leads him to.
Yeah, I just about to say, he said, man, it was something that just, it happened to him, but he was like, he doesn't blame the person that did it to him because he thinks that something happened to the person that did it to him by somebody else.
Cycle.
And it just, the cycle kept on going. And even the author of the article was like, well, doesn't that make you the next person that started out? And I was like, well, pretty much. And got it to the case, the Leah and Danny case when he peed on him.
Yeah.
I just wanna know, like, why do we love R. Kelly so much? After all of this,
After all of that,
he
I
knows
still
facts.
love R. Kelly.
Listen,
He
bro.
knows facts.
He's a
Because
person.
you respect the music,
He's a
like,
person.
yeah.
He's a
Like,
human.
Listen,
Like,
this
isn't
has
it
always been my thing. Because I had to learn this lesson very early. Separate the art from the artist.
It's
Yeah.
hard to do that
Sometimes, but if you
when it's like,
Listen, you're not gonna sit here and tell me. Listen, Bump and Grind is still a hot record, bro.
it is.
Ignition remix. You
He
turn it
made-
on
he
right
made-
now.
he
Everybody
made
in this room
after
gonna
his
start
You know what I
singing.
think it is? I think he lived out his issues, you know, when it comes to maybe having different sexual experiences bad to happen to him. I think he lived that out through his music and then maybe some bad decisions when it came to women. It was like,
Oh, and just for the record,
girls, not women yet.
I don't like. Well, he ain't hot no more either, but I don't. He doesn't get any of my money anymore either because I have a son now, so it's different. Like I have a different train of thought, but it was just. It's just us being real with one another. Let's just be real. He make dope music. Like it does.
He used to. I don't know about
No, like that's what I'm saying. Like let's stop it. Matter of fact, I trap in the closet. We just gonna stop right there. I trap in the closet. We don't care no more about the music that he put out. But up until that point, Robert Kelly made some dope songs. It was just like, well, he got off. They said he was not guilty. And like if they would have went in and just seen what happened in the trial, he got off because they couldn't prove that the girl was the girl that they were talking about in question. That's why he got off, not because he didn't. Exactly. So they ain't saying he was innocent. They just saying they can prove that he was guilty. Like that's two different things. So he can't read. I'm sorry. That was just.
And black people supported him so much throughout that whole trial, cause you know, the song Ignition came out like
that was
after the conviction.
You see, hey, Brother Smart, he was like, you know, I'm gonna put this dope song out so they'll just leave me alone for a minute. It was too dope. It was too dope. You couldn't even ignore it. Like it was just everywhere.
I ain't gonna lie, when I hear on the radio, I turn it up.
See what I mean? You can't help it. It's
that was
good
the
music.
inspiration behind this shirt you got.
You know, first you gonna
I mean, I want to say more, but I don't know
Like,
what was really going on. So I wasn't there.
it was an in-depth interview and going into his psyche, just trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with him. And
I think he got some issues.
He does.
He does have issues.
It's really like the people around him, you know, that are helping him, like especially family members. Like he said this, and there's no like help for him. Not to mention, he was like, he didn't believe the women that was accusing Bill Cosby. Because he was talking about, like, they were like, you're not going to talk about that?
Let's not talk about Bill.
Okay.
Listen, we got to
There's a lot
wrap.
in that article
Yo,
to talk
man,
about.
we hope y'all enjoyed everything that happened up here today. Remember, we are the crew. I was your host, Deveron Dennis. You can just call me D. As a matter of fact, follow me on all social media. I did the exact same thing. Just call me D. JUSTCALLM3D. Where I talk to the people.
Now I'm Briar. You can follow me at Briar Johnny Blakely on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
I'm Elwood. You can follow me at I Am The Key on Instagram and Twitter. It's an E instead of a 3. Mr. 3 instead of an E.
I'm Shae. Don't bother even following me because I don't even use social media like that.
And yo, once
Be
again,
following the ghost.
once again, this has been the Crew Talks. We talk everything black culture. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Yo, peace. Yeah.